Hi, I'm Lori Wagner coming to you from Northern California. I hope you're well in these incredible times. I wanted to tell you about some of the work I've been doing in the last couple of months and really the work I've been doing for the last 30 years, which is wild writing. It's a transformative, creative writing practice that enables us to get a lot of ink on the page, tell our stories with a lot of freedom and creativity. And what it is it's a automatic writing. So we're writing as quick as we can, pen never leaving the page for 15 minutes. And the reason we write really, really quickly is to bypass the editor and the critic and all the voices inside of us that tell us it has to be right, or it has to be good, or it has to be funny or intelligent, or whatever agenda we have for what has to happen on the page. We're writing so quickly that we don't have time to hear those voices. They're like way in the background and we're flying ahead. We're flying ahead fueled by the creative unconscious, our intuition and our instinct. And that's the practice that we're doing when we write really, really quickly, is we're connecting to that part of ourselves, that sort of juicy underbelly of the dream world. And then we're moving out, telling our stories with that kind of freedom and expression. It's a really incredible practice. I've been teaching it for 20 years and it's changed my life, and it's changed the lives of so many people who've worked with me for so many years. Because when you're doing that, when you're practicing a freedom practice, when you're saying yes to what's coming, when you're not being so hard on yourself, when you're not being critical, there's a lot of life that comes out of you, and who you are on the page with that becomes who you are in your life with that. So it's super transformative and beautiful, really, really beautiful. And so when the pandemic hit, I created a free practice for 27 days for folks, where every day for 27 days, they got a short video of me talking about this freedom practice and giving them some poetry to sort of feed their creative imagination, and then sent them off with jump off lines where they could just write for 15 minutes, pen never leaving the page. And that's all they did every day. And they didn't send work to me. It was just a practice, just like you do a yoga practice or whatever you're doing. You pick up your violin and that's what we were doing, 15 minutes of practice. So it was amazing. It was really well received. 3,000 people signed up for it all around the world, and they started writing. Every day, people were taking those poems and those jump off lines and then writing. And I know that they were doing that because they were sending me notes. I got hundreds and hundreds of emails and notes from people letting me know how powerful it was, especially in these times, these these incredible days we're having, which we've never seen before. And it was a real opportunity for people to land on the page in an authentic and safe way, far from the critic, safely tell their stories, what's going on with them now, the pandemic, but also not everyone was writing about the pandemic. The wild writing was connecting them to all their stories. So it was just this huge opening of freedom and stories and expression for people all around the world. It was amazing. So 27 Wildest Days is over. And I wanted to find a way to support people in continuing this really beautiful, authentic writing practice. And so what I've come up with is a wild writing family. And that's what I wanted to invite you into as well. There's room for you, which is, the family looks like this. 3 days, every week, you'll get 3 videos from me talking about the practice, giving you some poetry to feed your imagination, sending you off with some jump off lines. This is a private practice. You do it with yourself. And it's just the way you're going to show up 3 days a week. And then twice a month, I'm going to get on Zoom and I'm going to lead a wild writing class for whoever shows up. 1 hour, lots of wild writing. And if we have time, some chat about writing and about what you're doing. And as well as a Facebook page, which lots of people have really been enjoying, laying down their stories weekly, making audio recordings and video recordings, sharing their work, reading the work and hearing the work of other people, creating camaraderie and community in this time. A lot of people are alone. So it's been amazing. So I wanted to invite you into that. You don't have to be a writer to be a wild writer. You just have to be someone who has an urge to express yourself on the page, especially if you thought that you're not a writer and you can't do this or you tried that. This is incredibly loving, forgiving, beautiful practice where I ask you every day to write as poorly as possible. And I also tell you that we already love you. So you can show up as you are. It is a come as you are party, and so much beauty comes from it. So much beauty. And the beauty comes from self expression and freedom and saying yes to yourself. So if that's interesting to you, we'd love you to join us. Join our family, the Wild Writing family. Okay. Stay well. Hope to see you soon. Bye.